Man, we are definitely in the middle of July. It is hot, and I enjoy my central air. But anyway, look, today's episode, we're just going to talk about a few what ifs, right? There's been plenty of what ifs in sports to where you just always wonder what would have happened, right? What could have happened? What could have came out of a certain situation, a certain person's game, a career, whatever. I don't know, that it just dawned on me to really talk about that, because I just see all this talent today, and I just be wondering, like, man, just growing up, like, how much more can a person impact the game had certain things not happen. I don't have a list. I'm gonna just go off the top of my head. We're just gonna put this together here. So let's start with basketball. That's pretty easy. Derrick Rose. Look, for those that don't know, Derrick Rose from the city of Chicago, went to Memphis for 1 year. Should have won a national championship until Mario Chalmers hit a game-tying 3/4 overtime. Anyway, drafted by the Bulls. Like, you don't fully understand how electrifying it was around here when Derrick Rose got to the Bulls, got to this city. It's like the first sign of actual hope that the Bulls franchise has had since Michael Jordan. That's how electrifying that man was. That's how much he meant to the city. And to this day, like, I know he's still playing in the league elsewhere, but like, nobody is, like, they kind of unofficially retired his number. I think they actually waiting for the man to retire to actually retire his number. But yeah, that man is beloved. But anyway, back in, what was it, 2012? I'm pretty sure it was 2012. Because he won MVP in 2012 when he tore his ACL first game of the playoffs against the Philadelphia 76ers. The Bulls was blowing them out. I don't even know why Derrick Rose was even in the game, but that's when he tore his ACL. I think under 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter. You could hear a pin drop in the arena at the United Center. And then, he missed all next season. Then he comes back. Meniscus tear, the other knee, and it just went downhill. And it's like, just what if Derrick Rose never tore his ACL? Because I felt like that team was locked and loaded and ready to actually win their first championship since '98. We had the squad. We had the depth. We had the coaching. Players was coached up at the time. Could have been the year. And also, like, Derrick Rose's career, with all those injuries, like it hurt. I believe he might end up being the only player in league history to win an MVP and possibly not make the Hall of Fame. I really hope that's not the case. But, just based on, accomplishments or lack thereof, that's what it feels like what may happen here. So, yeah, that's definitely a what if. Man, another one. Grant Hill. I'm taking it back a little bit. Grant Hill, man, my gosh. If you don't understand how good Grant Hill was, I'm going to need you to get on YouTube, type in Grant Hill, and watch his highlights from the 90s. Grant Hill came out of Duke. If I'm not mistaken, him and Jason Kidd won Cole Rookie of the Year. Grant Hill with the Pistons was something sensational. he was like the next big thing. Like the NBA felt really comfortable leaving the league in his hands. Once Jordan retired and stuff like that at the time. Grant Hill could have walking triple double. That's how good he was. If he was playing in today's game, oh yeah, it'd be like the triple doubles would be like Westbrook to a certain extent. But he was just all around great talent, man. I remember he hurt his ankle in his last playoff series with the Pistons, ended up with the Orlando Magic. Him, one of my favorite players ever, Tracy McGrady. They were supposed to do special things. Grant Hill, never was healthy. He couldn't stay healthy. It was always the ankle. And we found out, years later, it was like some type of virus or infection in his ankle, and it was very serious. I think it was almost like life-threatening at one point. So let alone, not sure if he would ever like be able to play basketball again. And so yeah, Grant Hill had that never happened, he was definitely on his way to the Hall of Fame for sure. In that regard, he would have definitely been one of the all-time greats. He was that good. That good. Next person, his teammate that I just mentioned. And my favorite player growing up after Michael Jordan retired, Tracy McGrady. McGrady, like, drafted by Toronto. His cousin Vince Carter eventually got there. A year later, he had a chance to sign with the Bulls, but he passed it up. He went to Orlando. He's from Florida, so I get that. And that's when, T-Mac was born and the stardom happened. And, the Orlando Magic T-Mac was elite. It was at one point in time the best two shooting guards in the league was Tracy McGrady and Kobe Bryant. And it wasn't even close between everybody else. And it was a legitimate argument who was better between the two. Like, McGrady put the league on notice. McGrady won a couple of scoring titles with the Orlando Magic. Back then, it's like the teams in the East didn't really have a lot of depth. So it was a star player, maybe two if you were lucky, and a bunch of guys that these players had to like elevate. Because I'm sitting here now just thinking about it, like, yeah, Grant Hill didn't play, so can't really count that. So teammates consisted of Darrell Armstrong, Mike Miller, who was kind of young at the time. That probably was the second best teammate right there. Pat Garrity, Andrew DeClerc. Like, what are we talking about here? Troy Hudson? Yeah, it was basically the Tracy McGrady show. And so I'm glad he did end up making the Hall of Fame, but when he went to Houston, that's when his back started to give out. And then the knee injuries. And it's like, there's been plenty of, like, the man in his prime never got out the first round of the playoffs. Him and Yao, they could have got it done, but it was always some type of injury somewhere along the line. So it was like, what if my guy never got hurt? Like, how much more impact on his legacy, would have happened? I mean, the man scored 13 points in 33 seconds to win the game before. And I saw that live. I couldn't believe it. Every time I see that clip on Facebook or YouTube, I'm watching it. I just stop what I'm doing and watching it because it was sensational. So it's like, definitely what if there. Man. Another one, I guess, affiliated with the Orlando Magic, Penny Hardaway. Now, he was the original person to wear number 1 for the Magic. Man, Penny. Once again, if you don't know Penny Hardaway, get on YouTube, get on Facebook, type in that man's name, get some popcorn, and enjoy. That man was so smooth. That, like, look, I know the Bulls was the thing in the 90s, and I was 100% a fan of that, but the second team that I did love in the 90s was the Orlando Magic all the way around. Not only because of Shaq, but because of Penny Hardaway. That man had game that, like, he just so smooth. He was like, he seemed like he was going to be like a more athletic, like, updated version of Magic. Just based on what he could do. I mean, he was another person that could have been a triple-double machine today as well. The ball, the IQ was there. The ball vision was there. The ability to break down a defender, rebounding defense, like just tough. And so after when Shaq left, the knee injuries starting to get Penny, the leg injuries, Penny wasn't the same. Penny was en route for the Hall of Fame for sure. But injuries derailed his career. Ended up in Phoenix. Wasn't the same player. Ended up with the Knicks. Definitely wasn't the same player. Like, Penny was a dog. Yeah, I feel bad for the guy. But yeah, Penny Hardaway was something special. Like I said, if you don't know him, get on Facebook, get on YouTube. People around my age and a little bit older than me, they know. Well, I guess we know who Penny Hardaway was. Man. Another one. I'm going to switch sports. My favorite baseball player of all time, Ken Griffey Jr. Ken Griffey Jr. is the reason why I even gained an interest in baseball. And I remember the Mariners in the 90s, Ken Griffey Jr. was there. A young Alex Rodriguez was there. Randy Johnson, the big unit, was there. I also want to say Edgar Martinez, DH, was there. Team was fun. They didn't necessarily, win a lot, but they were fun, and Ken Griffey was something special. And I remember him going to the Cincinnati Reds after he left Seattle. And I feel like for 4 straight years, I could be wrong, but it feels like 4 straight years in Seattle, this man always had a significant injury every year. Every year. And I felt like that right there kind of, hurt his chances of actually being the home run leader. I feel that way. I mean, it's bad enough he wasn't the first unanimous Hall of Famer, which it should have been. I don't know who didn't. Somebody screwed him up. But anyway, he ended up with 630 career home runs. What I'm saying is, had he not get hurt for those years and still in his prime, I'm saying he would be a home run leader. He was that good. He was that good. It was just remarkable. Man. Yeah, Ken Griffey was my guy. Prettiest swing you will ever see. Man. Let's see, another guy we can talk about here. Trying to get somebody in NFL. Let's see. We're going to do. You know what? Let's do. You know what? Yeah, let's do my boy. Let's do my boy Priest Holmes. For those that don't know, Priest Holmes came out the University of Texas. I want to say he was first with the Baltimore Ravens. And then he ended up with the Kansas City Chiefs. And when he got to the Chiefs, back in the, I want to say early 2000s, like that man was electrifying. That man, you know, dual threat, can catch the ball definitely out the backfield. Ball carrying vision was sensational. Agility, acceleration was there. IQ was definitely there. He was just a smart football player. Very smart. And the man was only 5'9". Man, and so, you know, he was definitely on his way for the Hall of Fame. And then I remember one infamous game to where Sean Merriman, who's another what-if type of guy, linebacker with the Chargers, and I guess caught him at a bad angle and basically put my guy out of commission. And that was the end. He was not the same after that. That was a wrap. So, I mean, it is what it is. Oh, I got a good one for you all. And this will be the last one. What if, you know, Pete Carroll allowed Marshawn Lynch to carry the ball into the end zone instead of putting the ball in Russell Wilson's hands to throw it for a pick to end the game at the Super Bowl? Yeah. What if Marshawn got the ball? You know, they had 4 tries at it. They was first and goal, I think at the 1 or 2 yard line. First play, they stopped them. Second play, I believe that's when Russell threw the pick. Yeah, what if, I kid you not, if I was the head coach, I'm giving the ball to Marshawn every time. If I lose, I lose. But at that point, I know I lost, giving it to the best player, leaving the game in his hands. And I can sleep at night. Because what I don't want is to have a face like Richard Sherman did when Russell threw that pick. That's what I don't want. And I think that right there, had Seattle, you know, won that Super Bowl, I think a lot of things would have changed. I think the whole landscape, a lot of legacies would have been different across the board, including the GOAT himself, Tom Brady. I think his legacy would be slightly different, just slightly. I don't know. It could have changed the whole trajectory of the New England Patriots at the time too. Maybe he doesn't win, you know, those other Super Bowls afterwards. Who knows? But I felt like that moment, you know, was very significant in both teams' futures on that one. Man, but yeah, that's about it. Just, you know, it was down memory lane. You know, today's Thursday, so hashtag Throwback Thursday, right? Yeah, you know, every now and then I just, you know, think about it. Just, you know, scroll on social media. Just happen to see some players that I liked growing up, or some during this era that, could have had a bigger impact than what they did. But, it is what it is. So, all right, y'all. That's it for me today. Continue to rock with your boy right here on the No Offense Radio app and the No Offense Network. Continue to follow your boy on social media, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. Man, I just appreciate you all. We're going to continue to rock and continue to enjoy your summer. Training camp's coming up very soon. Matter of fact, I think it starts on this week. So here we go. But all right, until next time, you all be safe. Enjoy. Go get that money. Much love. Peace.